Hello, friends. I have been looking forward to coming back and sharing just a few thoughts with you. Happy spring, happy Easter, happy renewal, rebirth. My hope is that you are finding renewal in your own energy, renewal as you spend time out with Mother Earth, speaking with her, offering gratitude for how beautifully she carries you and how much love she holds you in. When I was here, I guess a little over a week ago, whenever my last post was, and if you saw that, you may recall my message was primarily about offering gratitude to Mother Earth and how for me it has become a more natural practice as opposed to something I feel like I should do, as I have found myself spending time with Mother Earth and speaking to her as a real living. I apologize, the lighting is going so strange. As I speak to her as a living being, then naturally I begin to flow songs of love and gratitude, and they may sound cheesy to somebody else if they were around listening, but it doesn't matter because no one else is around. It's just me and Mother Earth, and I sing to her just songs I make up on the spot, how much I love her. And as the birds fly over and I sing to them, I love you and thank you for being here. And I was talking about this in my last message. And inconsistently through all my messages I have shared here, I talk about how real the interaction is with Mother Earth, responding to our offering our love and affection and gratitude to her. She always responds back. And the day after I shared that last message, it was so adorable. I received a call from my nephew that said, this might seem really random, I know, but he actually recently started a job as a floral delivery man. He works for a wholesale company, so he delivers big loads of flowers to retailers in his area. And he was carrying that day he was carrying a bunch of tulips. Apparently his truck was filled with the tulips. And he said that he felt that he should call me. Let me back up. He said that he has begun doing this thing where he sets an intention that whomever is in need of the flowers that day, he puts loving energy into the right people receiving the particular flowers that he's carrying. And so in his message, he's like, and I feel like I should be calling you. And he lives in Utah. I live up here in Seattle. And as I listened, I teared up. It was so sweet because I love tulips. They have been my favorite flower my entire life until I discovered, since I've been living up here, dahlias. So I think dahlias and peonies have kind of surpassed tulips, but it is spring and tulips still are my divine favorite spring flower. And so listening to his message, I again just felt like that was another nod from Mother Earth. She had heard me expressing my gratitude. She is aware that I am telling other people about my experiences, and I felt like that was a direct nod back from her and message through my nephew as her thank you to me. And as I continue to thank her, it just continues to be this cycle of give and receive, give and receive, give and receive, which is a breath and the breath of life. And we could just explore this whole circular pattern and breath and inhale and exhale and how it's a receiving and a giving. And when it is expressed through our heart and love and authenticity and gratitude, all that continues to come back is peace, love, joy. So that's essentially my message, is a reminder. Today, my message is a reminder of how real the interactions are from Mother Earth, and pay attention. As I said just yesterday, I was out. I'm filming today inside. So you can see the trees, but it's been so nice the last couple of days that there have been so many power tools going on out there, people mowing their lawns and chopping, I don't know, whatever. And so I can't really record outside right now because it's way too noisy. And so that's the beauty of the sunshine coming out. Everyone wants to be out and it's time to work. So that's why I'm indoors with the closed doors, and you still hopefully being able to see these beautiful, beautiful tall trees. These are just like the half height of them. This is like half and up. They go all the way down to the lake, and I'm currently on a hillside, so it's kind of a long ways down to the lake. But all these trees are just spectacular. So let me get back to my story yesterday when I was out doing my usual. Just the sun was out, it was so nice. So I was sitting on the grass and just speaking to Mother Earth and noticing the scene and various things that were happening. And I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. And really having a conversation with her. And as I was vocally out loud speaking my gratitude and acknowledging the scene around me, I had a dragonfly swoop down. It was about just like about 3 feet over my head, and it was like swirling around me. And then I heard a little and I look over, and a bird, little teeny bird, had flown over and it pooped, but it got right on the blanket that I was sitting on. And I thought it was funny. I giggled because I'm like, it wasn't messy, it wasn't gross, but it was like, oh, I see you, I hear you, and just plop right on the blanket I was on, but on the blanket, not feet away or even an inch away, or it actually would have been off the blanket. It was funny. And I've had so many of those little experiences. I remember being in Vancouver, BC. This was back in the summer, and I had this there were several seagulls that were flying up and landing outside of my hotel room. And I had the window open and I kept talking to them. And they would stare at me and they'd kind of be curious, and then they turn around and ignore me, but that they kept coming back and looking at me. And I kept talking to them, and then they'd fly off, and then I think new ones would fly in. I had several fly in and out. I don't think it was the same seagull. But when I got home, inside my house, there was a little teeny bird poop right in the very center of my piano. I had my baby grand in the piano in my home at the time. The lid was down over the keys, so that was great. And it was so teeny, so it wasn't gross, but it was right smack dab in the middle of my lid, where I walk past every time I come through my living room. There was no way I wasn't going to see that. And I just like immediately, it was just like, oh my gosh, that is the acknowledgement. Like, I know these stories sound really funny, but I'm telling you, start trying this. If you're not already, start having your own experiences. Go speak to Mother Earth, sit with her, sing love songs to her, see what happens. This is the whole point, is for you to be encouraged to go have your own experiences. And the more you are curious and open, the more you're going to be able to see and recognize what's happening. And I got so excited this week because I just started listening to the Telepathy Tapes. There's a lot of talk about them right now. Please go listen. They are so beautiful. But prior to my starting the Telepathy Tapes, this past week, it started probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever day, it was the day after. Anyway, sorry, I am rambling now. But I found the video of Veda Austin speaking on Pam Gregory's astrology channel. And I love Veda Austin, all the work she does with the water. Go check her out if you're not familiar. But I thought, oh, Veda, I love her work. I'm familiar with her work. So I didn't rush to watch her video when I saw that she had another interview with Pam. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've heard Veda. I know I've heard Pam. But I kept feeling this intuitive hit to go really spend time with that video. So I did. And I am telling you, it is beyond. It's not just mind blowing. It's affirming of what I'm talking about here, interacting with Mother Earth, interacting with the water. And Veda specifically is now working with this autistic community, mainly nonverbal communicators that have been able to develop typing skills so that they can express what they're thinking and their knowledge. They are brilliant. And I was just in tears the entire interview. It was so high frequency and so affirming of the consciousness and the God consciousness that is Mother Earth, and that is the water, and the autistic beings that are such high frequency consciousness here, ready to bring their message to the masses. This is what's blowing open, and my heart just, and I cried because I felt so expansive and feeling that, oh my word, the reality of a 5D existence being here, it's here. And it's these beautiful souls that are pouring all this information through to us. And they are talking about how the trees and the flowers and the water sing and make these sounds and noises and communicate. And again, I just cried because I'm like, I know, I hear it. I feel it. Sometimes even if I don't audibly hear it, I feel it, but I feel it being music. Even if I don't audibly hear the music, I feel the music of the vibrations and the frequencies coming up. And I was so delighted to hear that this beautiful autistic community that have not been able to really communicate nor have willing ears to listen or mouths to spread their message, they are finally being heard and their message is spread. And I'm so grateful. Please go watch the Veda Austin Pam Gregory interview on Pam Gregory's channel. It's something about connecting to God consciousness with the autists, and then dive into the telepathy tapes. And please, especially tomorrow on Easter, on the day of renewal, rebirth, resurrection, please go have a communion with Mother Earth. Speak to her, sing to her as if she is your mother, which she is. And if you will go, begin to interact with her this way, if you haven't already, please do. And start documenting what you experience. And please come back, share comments of what you are experiencing. I'd love to hear, when I was running my podcast before, I had to put a pause on it to move out of my home. So I think my podcast is not going to actually start up until September because there's just too much for us to do to get our house sold and then down to Mexico and then get resettled. So I think my next season 2, will come out starting in September. And I had a regular listener to my podcast, at least one. No, I know I at least had 3, 4, 5 regular listeners that would contact me and share messages. So I know I had those 5, and there might have been more. That would be cool. But one of my regular listeners, after I did a water podcast and bringing songs out from the water, and she said that she was listening to the podcast while she was in the shower, and she said like her extra hair you know, how hair will fall out in the shower and kind of throwing it over to the sides and everything. She said afterwards she looked at it and they looked like sea creatures. And I'm like, that is a prime example. That is perfect. And I wish she had put that in the comments. Um, if any of you have any experiences that you can see or like, oh my gosh, this is a direct correlation with what I'm doing here, speaking and communicating with Mother Earth, please start sharing your comments. I just want people to experience the joys that come with interacting with Mother Earth in such a deep, deep, sincere way as you would a best friend or a mother or a father. Go to her this way and just be amazed at what grows in your own inner world that then extends to your outer world. And I am really passionate about sharing this message because I know what it's done for my own life. And that's hilarious. um, I know what it's brought to my own life. And I know that there is so much chaos in the world right now. And I keep trying to tell people there is another way. There is a way to be out of the chaos, and our outer realities will begin to reflect our inner realities. So when we work with nature and Mother Earth and the elements, the elementals, the sylphs, they are just as real, if not more, than what we see in our external world. And the external world will change as soon as we are finding this inner peace. And when we are willing to sit with Mother Earth and speak with her, she changes our inner world with us, along with our willingness, which turns to our outer world, being very, very calm, peaceful, beautiful, loving, pristine, making living on earth truly heavenly. Happy Easter, happy renewal. I hope you will enjoy this blossoming of spring, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon. So much love to you. By the way, I am leading this video out with all of the heart-shaped rocks I found as I walked down to the lake and back. Just before I was going to go film down at the lake, but it was too noisy out there. But I saw a couple of heart-shaped rocks on my way down, so I started snapping pictures, and I would take one picture and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's another one. So I'm going to lead out of this video with all the heart-shaped rocks that I found today on my pathway to the lake and back. Goodbye. Love to you.